Welcome to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor Podcast Health and Wellness Series, brought to you by Renew You Natural Health and Beauty, where we make wellness feel possible and turn everyday choices into stronger living. Each episode brings you uplifting conversations, local resources, and practical tips to help you look better, feel stronger, be emotionally balanced, and more connected to the community around you. So take a breath and settle in, because feeling better starts right where you are.
Welcome, Fort Myers Beach, good neighbors. Today we have Nikki Audia from the Naples Cancer Advisors. Sorry about that. Welcome.
Oh, that's okay. Welcome. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Yeah, pleasure to have you on the show and share a little bit about what you do. So, without further ado, why don't you jump right in and share a little bit about what you do?
So, my name, like you said, is Nikki with Naples Cancer Advisors, and I am the Director of Philanthropy and Community Engagement. I have worked in the healthcare space for many years. I took a role with this position about a year ago, and it's just such a great organization. It's a local nonprofit that basically offers the physician portion. So, um, our foundation fuels the ability for someone to come in and see expert oncologists for no charge at all. And what's unique about our platform is our providers are not aligned with any pharmaceutical company, institution. We are strictly, I guess, Switzerland and almost like an honest broker in the cancer industry. We don't bill insurance. You do not have to qualify. You can self-refer. The only thing you have to have is an active cancer, right? And our doctors are pretty much some of the best oncologists in the world. Our breast cancer doctor is Dr. Robin Zahn, who is an ASCO president, just unbelievable, pretty stacked oncology team. Unfortunately, a lot of these doctors, of course, don't live here in Florida. So what we do is we have a very knowledgeable and wise nurse practitioner that has been in the industry for some time. We sequester all your medical records for you, and you get to come into our clinic, and our doctors will see you usually via Zoom, and they spend collectively, I want to say, 8 to 10 hours on your case, and our goal is to literally ship you back to your current oncologist because our founder, Dr. Barrett, our mission is to make sure nobody walks through cancer alone. And also, statistically speaking, people heal faster and do better if they're in their own home, right? So if you are going to get chemotherapy and you're able to drive back to your home and sleep in your own bed and eat at your own table, you are going to heal faster and also not have to absorb the financial burden of having to travel, having to get a second opinion. And so what our experts do is we work with you. So we're almost like your advisor, and we work alongside of you your whole oncology journey. So it's pretty amazing. I'm proud to represent the organization and the foundation. Myself alone, I've lost 6 family members to cancer, and I was just so proud and so honored to be aligned and represent something so fruitful for our community. Especially, I'm from here, so to be able to bring something here to our community that was pretty cool. 1 in 2 people will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime, so to be able to have this resource that is and not being aligned with anybody, you can go and get real honest feedback, right? So if there's a clinical trial that is available somewhere, our team can help bring that to you here, and we work in conjunction with your current oncology team to make sure you are getting the absolute best cancer treatment. And really, I think also at the end of the day, whether your treatment doesn't change, your treatment doesn't necessarily have to change in order to come see us, right? So you might be on the best journey that your oncologist has given you, but something that we have, which I think that most oncologists would love to be able to do what we do, is we have something so precious, and that's time, right? I think most oncologists probably really want to take the chance and slow cancer down and have a conversation with their patient and go over all the things and stuff that our doctors have the time to do. but they just don't have that time. So that's what we have. We have all the time in the world to sit down and really talk about your cancer diagnosis. Our oncologists want to know, what were you feeling, when you first became what symptomatic, or were you not feeling anything at all? Was this a routine scan? So, and our nurse practitioner does an amazing job with really just, making sure that our everybody is kind of has all the resources that they need to kind of walk through this cancer journey. So, if there's a resource out there that is needed, our nonprofit will make sure to either go and find that resource or kind of fund that resource until we have it here in the community. So there's only two clinics like this in the world, here in Cincinnati. And despite our name being Naples Cancer Advisors, we service all of Southwest Florida. So you do not need a referral to see us. And we will see you. It takes about 2 weeks usually to get into our office. Um, and it's a pretty amazing nonprofit. And we've touched a lot of people's lives here in Florida, and even more in Cincinnati, where this was where we started this. Dr. Barrett started this in Cincinnati, and he's actually still a practicing radiation oncologist at the University of Cincinnati. Um, and unfortunately, he doesn't get to see patients because he's still practicing, but everybody is just so proud to follow his mission, and it's, making sure nobody walks through cancer
Yeah.
alone. So it's
And
pretty incredible.
where did that start from? How did that become with him?
So it's actually a really long story. But basically, he, and his father was even in the cancer industry. If you go to UC, it's actually called the Barrett Cancer Center. So I think Dr. Barrett just had, I believe it was one of his son's friends. He was always getting people that were asking, for a second opinion, right? Look at my charts, look at my charts. And I think a personal issue with one of his son's friends kind of sparked this nonprofit idea. And about a little over 10 years ago, they started this clinic in Cincinnati. And the connection down here is Dr. Barrett and his family had always been kind of traveling here, and they had a home here growing up. So he's like, why not also have Naples too? So it's kind of our skyline to sunshine conduit. There's so many people that are from Ohio,
Oh,
Cincinnati specifically, that kind of filter down here. So we do, and again, we're not, people always ask, how are you funded, right? How do you pay? Because these doctors are not volunteers, we pay
yeah.
them, and we are fully fueled by philanthropy, 100%. So we don't take money from anybody. If you come and see us and you need a PET scan, we're not going to order a PET scan for you because we don't treat. What we do is we advise. So we will send you back to your doctor and say you need a PET scan. And it gives us the autonomy to go and really truly be Switzerland, and really be an honest broker for you, the patient. So it's pretty incredible. We do two big events every year. We do what Wine, Women, and Shoes. Everybody knows that event. So we do that every February. And this year in Fort Myers actually will be our first big gala we're doing November 14th at the Club at the Renaissance. They've been great partners to work with. And it'll be it's called the $1 Million Shot, and
Wow.
it'll be a nighttime gala. It'll be a really cool event. So 6 random people will be chosen to take $1 million shots, and you do not have to pay for this shot. It's just going to be 6 people at random, and it'll be a nice event. We're
That's
super excited. But
I
it'll be a
love that.
nice night gala. It'll be nice, and
Yeah.
yeah. So we do those big events to also try to fuel our mission. But we do also a lot of advocacy work on cancers, and making sure the community kind of stays in the forefront of screening. So we are also a hub for resources.
So speaking about that, you've got a lot on your plate as far as philanthropy is concerned,
Yeah.
and raising funds and so forth. What are your biggest challenges that you face currently?
Our biggest challenges I think that we would face right now is personally, I would say in this sector is letting a lot of people know that you don't need a referral to see us. In Cincinnati, a lot of people know who we are, but really getting the message out and letting people know. I think people think cancer is very scary, right? And what
Mm,
they need to realize is cancer didn't happen overnight, and your treatment plan definitely should not just be like a knee-jerk reaction. You need to go and get second opinions and um, really slow cancer down. Some people think that, oh my gosh, I was diagnosed with cancer, I'm dying, and that might be true for a certain stage of cancer. But if you have the time, we really need to slow cancer down. You do not need to make a decision right away. So that's probably the biggest thing. And I think for most people are scared, right? They're scared they're going to
yep,
die, and they react to the first decision. But what I will tell you is I'm also a healthcare provider. Is 1 in 3 cancer treatment plans are different. So medicine's subjective. It's not a black and white thing. Every cancer does not have a black and white treatment. So really just coming and really learning and how to be an advocate for yourself, and really how to be, yeah, to be your own self advocate, to really take the time and invest in your cancer and what's happening in your body. So I think that's probably the biggest challenge, is people feeling as though that they need to be so reactive, right? And I think secondly is really people taking the time to take time for themselves, right? And do those
yep.
screenings and scans that they have to do every year, that everybody puts off, right?
Well,
Do you
that's
even
like you
know
had
what the
mentioned.
Yeah, do you
Go
know the
ahead.
leading cause of cancer?
No, I do not. Nope.
The leading cause of cancer is lung cancer.
Really?
And did
Wow.
you know that you get a free lung cancer screening every single year?
I did not know that.
I know, you
So where
don't.
would
So that's
somebody
something
go if
else.
they wanted to get a free skinny?
Y-
Yeah.
you advocate for yourself. You just ask the doctor for a lung cancer screening. And yeah, you get a free lung cancer screening every year if you're over the age of 50 and 80, sorry, 50 and 70. Well, actually, it's 80. And if you're not over that age, then you could typically go somewhere and they have them pretty inexpensive, like $130. But lung cancer kills more women than breast and ovarian combined every year.
Wow.
So
And
it's
and lung cancer is not necessarily from smoking either, right?
no, 30% are non-smokers.
Right.
So the leading cause obviously is self-induced, right? Environmental, people that have smoked, people that work like firefighters, military workers, like kitchen workers, things like that. It's usually a self-induced. But second is radon exposure, right? There's radon in our granite countertops. Of course, we don't live anywhere there was a lot of mountains and things like that, but radon exposure. So taking the time to be more proactive as a community is also one of the pillars that we try to fill here at Naples Cancer Advisors. So, making sure people go and they are proactive with getting scanned and asking the right questions, right? Because some people don't know the questions to ask when you're in that room, right? Um, and you know, advocating, right? So when I
Yep.
go to ask for a lung cancer screening every year, they're like, well, you've never smoked in your life. So now my doctor knows, and I know I haven't smoked, but I've lost 6 family members to lung cancer. 6. So
Wow.
I'm probably at a higher risk to get lung cancer than somebody else. So I go every year, and I advocate for myself when I get a lung cancer screening.
And a lot of what you're doing, like you mentioned, is educational and making people aware of
Yeah.
their options and what they have and just informing them. And that's the biggest thing is a lot of people go in and they take the first advice they hear and then, it may not be the best, but they need to know what their options are. So I appreciate what you guys do as far as education and advising. So what are your hopes? What does the future look like for you? What are your hopes for the future?
I guess for the hopes for the future, in this position would be to be able to, continue to fuel our foundation and our mission, to really let the community know that, it's okay to slow things down and really take the time to ask questions, ask for advice, and like I said, 1 in 3 people have different outcomes, and for them to also feel confident when they go into those appointments, and giving them the sense of empowerment to walk into these appointments and ask the questions that they should be able to ask. And then, of
That's an
course, to fill our foundation to be able to offer more resources here. Whether it's, for instance, we also fill other little pillars like if somebody comes and sees us, and they also have the ability. We pay an organization money to help with financial navigation. So all those insurance claims and or whatever that is in the insurance sector, we pay a company to do that. We also have a pillar for if you need if you like an oncology support group. So it's a real licensed oncology specialist. So there's different pillars that we fill. So to continue to fill our pillars for our community in the cancer space.
So if somebody wanted to help, had more questions, or just wanted to learn more in general, how would they go about contacting and reaching out to you?
Yeah, so you can just reach out right to our clinic. You can email us at info@Naples Cancer Advisors, or you can give our office a call. It's or you can do a warm handoff to me. I'd be more than happy. I don't work in the clinic space, but I'd be happy to help.
Refer some.
Or
Yep, exactly. Move on. Perfect. So, any last words for our listeners today?
Um, last words for listeners, just to be your own self-advocate. People take time to, get a second opinion on a mortgage rate, on your car insurance, and really, I think your body and your health deserves it more. So just take the time, and really any and all things that have to do with your body. And that's another thing that's a huge misnomer. A lot of people are afraid they're going to hurt their doctor's feelings, and actually, believe it or not, it's not true. So some of our biggest referrers here are the oncology people. They send their patients to us because they know we're going to send them right back to them, fueled and filled with lots of advice and really a better understanding of their cancer journey, whether it's explaining what adjuvant therapy is, chemotherapy is, side effects of this drug. So they love to use us. So I think that would be some good
Yep.
words of advice.
So for our listeners, get out, get educated, get
And get
get the
scanned.
information.
Yes, and be scanned. Be proactive, right?
Yep, proactive. Preventative maintenance is what they call it. So
Yeah.
get out there and make sure. And like I said, I appreciate everything you guys are doing. It's wonderful for the people in the community here. And thank you very much for being such a good neighbor. And we will see you out there soon. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Thanks. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you for spending this time with the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast, health and wellness series brought to you by Renew You, Natural Health and Beauty. If today's episode helped you, share it with a friend and check the show notes for local resources and next steps you can try this week. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, celebrate the small wins, and remember, better days are built one breath, one choice, and one good neighbor at a time. Also, to nominate your favorite health and wellness expert to be on the show. Go to fmbgoodneighbor.com, that's fmbgoodneighbor.com, or call 239-427-4100. Until next time, remember to Cabo Antilia, Wabo, and keep being a good neighbor.